Hey guys, welcome to my channel Tech Infywire, and today, as I have promised, I'm going to take the A7R5 for a spin along with the 50 to 400 lens from Tamron, and it's going to go with me to Pench. Pench is one of the best game reserves in central India, and it's almost around 1200 square kilometers with different species of birds, animals, tigers, leopards, and more. So, we are going to go ahead and explore everything in this safari trip, and I'm going to let you know how the A7R5 fares for photography. Road to Pench is a very serene road where we have a lot of trees and dense forest areas. And I'm gonna first check into my hotel, the Jungle Heritage Home, which is a fabulous hotel, and have something for my lunch. Post lunch, it is time now for first safari of the day. It's in the afternoon from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Let's jump in. The Kawasa Gate that is allotted for me for this safari. It is the day one of the safari, and I'm really anxious to find out whether we have enough of wildlife and if I can see the tiger, the dearest and the most anticipated cat of central India, the Royal Bengal tiger. Unlike the core zone, where we can see a lot of animals and birds and a lot of prey animals there, the buffer zone has a less number of animals. Since it is situated near the villages, adjoining village people do come to the buffer zone for collecting tendu pattas or tobacco leaves. We saw our first animal of the day, a sambar, inside the tree, hiding from the plain sight of the vehicle. A bunch of sambars were there. Our safari continued, but we could not see a lot of animals for the next 1 hour, so we were just in search of those animals. Nonetheless, even in the scorching sun and the temperatures roaring up to 42 degrees Celsius, we were very happy inside the jungle where we could see abundant amount of trees towering high up in the sky. During peak summer times, the animals visit waterholes, and that was the location that we always choose to stop for getting a sight and glimpse of the different kinds of animals. We also saw more sambars and other deers in this forest as we were trying to find out wild dogs and hyenas there. And while we waited there to wait and watch for deers or different animals, there was a call, and it seemed like we would be able to view wild dogs or a tiger. And there had been some sightings for a leopard with 3 cubs on this area. As we moved in the gypsy, we suddenly saw wild gore in the forest. There were quite many wild goats in the forest. They were grazing, and our jeep just hurried past them. These creatures, these animals, are fierce and they get annoyed if you stand by them. So it was time that we just sped fast past them. Nonetheless, I had time to take a few clicks and pictures of them. Kawasa buffer zone had some of the spotted deer scattered all around the place and running and eating vegetation that was there. We came across another water hole where we saw more of the wild goats drinking water and refreshing themselves in water. Quite a sight. These animals are pretty large in size and they have the power to overturn a gypsy with a few people sitting inside it. Around the water holes, we also saw wild boars and wild hares, those brown hares and rabbits, but they got scared away with the voice of our gypsy driving by. So, no photos, sorry. It was around 7 p.m. in the evening when we saw more wild goats, and I was enjoying this sight. We could not see the tiger that day, but nonetheless, I was very happy inside the jungle being with all these animals and different species. It's fun to watch them in the wild. So now here are a few pictures that were taken with the Sony A7RV with the Tamron 50 to 400 lens. These pictures were taken in not the best ideal conditions or lighting conditions, but they still came out pretty good. The autofocus system basically was spot on, and I just had the camera 2 days prior to the safari trip, so I needed to adjust the focusing settings which I wanted to optimize. These sample images were just color corrected for a bit and just contrast correction was done. After this, we returned back to our gate and then to the hotel room. And it was time for us to relax by the poolside and have delicious food dinner. The day 2 of the safari started early in the morning. We had a look at the beautiful artifacts inside the hotel. They were awesome. Everybody, it's 5:30 a.m. in the morning and we are moving out to Kawasa Gate for another safari, the second safari for us, and it's going to be a wonderful experience. Yesterday we had good sightings about the bisons, some of the rare hares, the rabbits, deers and sambars and other kinds of animals. So looking forward for looking at the tiger today. Well, outside our hotel room, we could find some mahua fools, which the locals prepare wine from. It's a deliciously smelling fruit, and it's awesome to taste. So the day 2 of the safari started with us seeing some spotted deers in the wild, and we were crossing our fingers to find out some more animals and the big cat, the lovely tiger. However, we found out some birds, flowers in the wild, the ibis, the red-naped ibis, and a couple of birds in the bamboo bushes, and the girgit that changes the color, chameleon.
दोनों का एक ही टाइमिंग हो रहा है क्रॉस करने का।
So we are waiting here because there had been a sighting of the cat, the Royal Bengal tiger, who was crossing this area, and he just sat in one of the pits where there is some water. There are a lot of gypsies around here, almost 15 to 20 gypsies filled with a lot of people who want to get a glimpse of the Royal Bengal tiger. Well, we could not find the big cat. We could not get a glimpse of it. We waited there for more than 1 hour. But nonetheless, I really enjoyed every moment of me in the jungle. For day 2 of safari in Kawasa Gate, it was not so fruitful, but we still enjoyed the environment, the other animals that we saw, and it was so much fun. All these photographs were taken with the A7RV and the Tamron lens, and let me tell you that the autofocus system is really phenomenal. All you need to do is tune it to the best and get the right setting inside the camera and shoot. Lastly, I'm going to leave you with a few sample footages that I had taken with the chameleons mating in the hotel backyard. It was just a nice sight to behold. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. It really does help. More content on Sony A7R V and Tamron lens coming up. Thank you.